The Ultimate Trivia Podcast.
Welcome to the Ultimate Trivia Podcast, the show where knowledge is power and laughter is our only reward. I'm your host, Andy. We've got the whole crew in the house. Nick Bryan, Scott Kelly. Say hey, everybody.
Hey, listeners.
Hey, how we doing?
What's up?
Hey.
Hey, indeed. Okay, we got a Scott trivia written for us tonight. He's assured us it is a little different than what we've done in the past so far, so we're all excited to learn that top. Of course, you already know it because it's the title. But as we do, we're going to get to our listener question of the week, and this one comes in from Erica. Erica reached out via one of the social medias. It doesn't tell me which one, Scotty. Do you happen to remember?
I do not remember.
Okay, not important. Really short sentence. What is your go-to snack?
Oh,
I'm going to add a little flair to it. And when do you find yourself snacking most? And there's probably an obvious answer there, but
I have a lot of snacks.
I do too. I love snacks.
My engagement with the devil's lettuce, late evenings.
Lettuce. We're in Illinois.
I've become
fully legal, by the way.
yeah.
I've become a connoisseur of snacks,
Okay.
making just on the whim. But my go-to, I guess, would be just your basic. It's maybe a redneck charcuterie board.
Okay.
Deer sausage, summer sausage, a variety of cheeses, crackers, pickles, olives. Just the run of the mill.
You prepare that for yourself to sit down on the couch?
Significantly,
Oh, my goodness.
a lot.
What kind of pickles?
My favorite right now is Wickles pickles.
Never heard of it.
Wickles?
Well,
They are
more
delicious.
like dill or bread and butter.
Majority dill. I have become a little more on the bread and butter side. I used to not be a fan, but I do like them now.
Okay.
But dill is a majority. Clausen's.
No, OG
Andy knows,
number
yeah.
one, baby. I got like 4 jars in my fridge right now.
But yeah, that snack, I get a inkling. I'll go to the fridge and start cutting and
You put out like a spread for yourself.
oh yes.
That's solid.
For you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's an event.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Give me some honorable mentions here.
I mean, it's whatever's in the fridge. I will make something. I will make a grilled cheese with leftover steak. That will be a snack. Cut it into squares.
Wow.
So
blowing my mind.
So it feels more snacky than just a sandwich.
It's so thoughtful to be able to prepare that. I mean, snacks to me are very impulsive.
And
Right.
there's not much prep.
Right.
That's what I was thinking
That's
when
the-
I think snack.
Grab and go. Yeah.
Like you get in that mood. I'll sit there and try to talk myself out of it, but then I get hungrier and hungrier, and then it happens. I talk myself into.
You've got 3 minutes. You got to go in the grocery store, grab something out of the chip aisle. What is it?
Crunchers chips, barbecue
okay.
or jalapeno.
Good answer.
I mean,
Solid.
yeah,
Nice word.
The kettle cooked.
Yes.
So I'm going to actually, because my answer is there. You're basically giving it out for me here. My dad came up with this when I was like a teenager, and it just became our thing, and I've carried it on. I don't do it much anymore, but it's barbecue crunchers and Prairie Farms French onion dip. Oh,
Great
man,
dip.
That is such a
Great dip.
awesome
I want to
combination.
jump in real quick.
You're
Don't
wrong.
do it.
I already know what you're going to
You're
say, and
wrong.
you're dead wrong.
What you're gonna
Two
say?
points. During the snowstorm, I was at Betty Ann's supermarket. That's in our hometown here for the listeners. Went to get some dip. They were out of Dean's French onion, but they had a lot of Prairie Farms. So
Because they keep it well stocked.
and then
right.
also,
Flies off
I
the
noticed that
shelf.
Dean's is more expensive because it is a better quality.
Oh, damn.
Dead wrong.
It's a better quality.
I'll eat
At least
either.
the brand-
Not
at least
even
the brand
bat an
is.
eye.
At least the brand is.
Do you recognize that they're at least different?
I think they're different,
different.
but I will eat either one without hesitation.
Perfectly happy with either one.
Over like an off-brand,
The Prairie Farms are it's too much just like sour cream on a chip. I want a little flavor.
Okay.
I want some flavor. That's all.
Okay.
I don't get it, Nick.
Wholeheartedly disagree.
I agree with you.
Well, you guys like off brands. That's okay.
I would
Yeah.
throw Dean's right in the garbage.
But to answer the same question I asked Kelly, and I'm going to come to everybody after you answer your snack question, you got to grab something quick out of the chip aisle. What is your number one go-to? Brian, what's mine? You know my answer.
Garden salsa sun chip.
Boom.
Yeah.
This man knows me. That's
a good one.
exactly right.
Probably my number 2, I think.
And I have a hard time saying no once that bag gets opened. Yeah, we take it home,
you know
baby.
what? I was about to say that's mine too, but I think I'd have to go with chili cheese Frito.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Right
too.
above that. That might be
good
my
one, too.
favorite.
classic answer
Yeah.
there.
But I do love the sun chips. That's,
Oh yeah,
yeah, fantastic.
Who's next on my left here?
I'll go.
Hold on.
What?
I didn't really go.
Well, no,
my
you didn't.
favorite popcorn.
Oh, yeah. Movie. Butter popcorn.
I'm a popcorn
specifically.
guy. Love popcorn.
But be a little bit more specific. Like, so we're talking snacks. So I'm thinking you're at home.
Skinny pop.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
Skinny pop
there, yeah.
is delicious.
Like you're
So good.
I'm assuming like putting on a movie at home. So are you making popcorn? Or did you buy the popcorn?
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? I'm thinking like, you can buy, giant bags of popcorn. You can get the microwave popcorn. You guys know I'm a bit of a cook, so I stovetop it,
Yep.
on the stovetop. So what do you do?
My favorite is stovetop or whirly pop. I used to have a whirly pop.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Crank it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I will say, probably now more often than not, I'm going over Redenbacher's
Okay.
movie theater.
Old school
butter.
classic, baby.
But
Nice.
popcorn is definitely my favorite.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Movie theater popcorn is the best version of that, I assume,
Oh, in
when you're
my
actually
opinion,
at the
yes.
theater, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I disagree. I think the popcorn I make at home is way better than movie theater.
Best popcorn I ever had. Shout out to Zach Bullard's mother.
Oh.
Wow.
Her popcorn is phenomenal, and he does it too because he knows the recipe.
What's special about it though?
There's some seasoning she
Oh.
puts on it, and he has it too. I've never seen it in the store.
You ever heard of flavor call?
Amazing. It's amazing.
It's like a
No.
ultra concentrated salt liquid. It's like saltier than salt. Liquid. And it's supposed to go
Okay.
on your
It's like an orange salt though.
yeah.
Interesting.
It's supposed to go on your popcorn and make it all. I haven't heard. I've only heard of it. I haven't had it.
And
Interesting.
he doesn't put it on the pop. He puts it in the oil.
Okay.
Bacon.
All right.
Oh wow!
We're about to lose Brian. To go
I do-
I'm about to
Zach's
call
house.
Zach.
I do know. I think Act 2 is one of the popcorn, like microwave popcorns. I think I think they call it like home style. That's a solid microwave popcorn. If you have not tried, I know you said Orville Redenbacher.
I used to do Act 2, but like butter lovers. So I'll try that. But like Scott got me on Orville, honestly.
Yeah.
To me,
Okay.
it's phenomenal,
I dig it. I dig it.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you done now, B?
I
Are you
got one more-
satisfied that you've
one
got
more
your snacks?
embarrassing comment. I'll go to the movies and get the large tub and refill it before the movie even starts.
Well, that is a pro move.
That's, obviously.
Do you
why
also-
else? What else would you do?
Yeah.
Do you also refill it as you're exiting the theater to
I've
bring
done
it
that
home?
before, but
I
not
have.
usually.
Yeah.
But sometimes I go to movies with Scott, and he's seen them before, so I'll have him refill it so I don't miss the movie.
That's a
brother.
good brother.
That's a good brother.
right there.
Here to help out.
All right, Nick, you started going, brother. What do you
Dude,
got?
I'm a chip guy.
You are the chip
Like
master.
last meal, death row kind of thing. It might be like a smorgasbord of chips. I'm
love
a
that.
chip fiend. My favorite style of chip is the kettle cooked chip.
Okay.
Agree.
Maybe the favorite of the kettle cooked chip is have you guys ever had like the wavy versions?
Cape
Like
Cod.
Cape Cod, Kettle. I think the Kettle brand is one.
You're saying like a wavy cruncher?
Think cruncher, the kettle cooked style, but the chip, like think of wavy, wavy Lays,
Yeah.
but it's kettle
Ruffles,
cooked.
whatever.
No, I don't know if I've had those.
It's so crunchy.
Sounds good.
So crunchy, great with the dip. Like you can scoop a ton with it.
No, so being such a chip guy,
Yes.
do you like a dip though? I mean, like I love chips and dip over just regular chips, right? I love a dip.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a French onion guy. I'm a Prairie Farms guy. I know we disagree on that part. There's also a dip my mother-in-law will bring from Texas. They have the store brand is like HEB down there. It's like a Costco, but in Texas, and it's a chili con queso dip.
Oh,
Fire.
Have you had those little cans, Frito-Lay, like jalapeno cheddar?
No, I won't do that. No.
Why not?
No, because it looks like crap. It just looks like garbage.
You know what I'm talking about?
They're
Though?
probably not even cheese.
Oh,
in
yeah,
it.
I know exactly
It
what you're
looks
talking
like
about.
garbage.
Jalapeno cheddar. Oh man, that's flame. Is it Frito?
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but no, that would probably be my go-to. It'd be a wavy kettle cooked chip. Give me the Prairie Farms French onion. But any chip, I don't know if there's a chip out there I do not like.
if you're going to buy the bag of wavy kettle cook, you cannot have a conversation while eating it.
That's true.
because you can't hear
is
anything
true.
while you're
You
chewing
can't, you
it.
can't watch a movie either.
And you got to
Yeah.
put subtitles on.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna
Well,
say.
I do that anyway.
I do too.
You know, I know it's a good chip when my mouth, like the roof of my mouth is kind of raw when I'm done eating.
Oh,
Like they're
beautiful.
just tearing up my mouth because they're just so crunchy. But I don't think I have a limitation on what chip I would eat.
Solid answer, but I think you're a dip snob.
I am a dip snob. Oh, why wouldn't I be?
Right.
I'm a
So-
connoisseur.
Specific. Grabbing chip aisle. You're running in. You're grabbing what?
Everything's an option. I'd probably go kettle brand, wavy kettle cooked chip. Just salt, just
Straight
sea
potato.
salt. Yeah, just straight. Yeah, I don't need the flavor. I prefer a dip over the flavor.
Wow.
Yeah, I probably would go with that. Yeah, but I mean, we could go category by category, and I'd have something for you, whether it's a pretzel or a cracker and all that kind of stuff. But that's probably my go-to. As I've aged, I think just salt. I've enjoyed that more. I don't even like Doritos anymore. You know, like a lot of the flavored stuff. I don't like Doritos anymore.
Communist.
Like stuff like that.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, they love us in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And then you got to avoid things
Our
like
apologies.
red dye and all those other things. You got to avoid those. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
I
just
love
outlawed
a
that.
hot Cheeto and those kind of things too.
I
but
love a good
yeah.
red dye.
I bet you do.
Red number 30 or 3 or whatever.
3 is the one they just
Yeah.
killed out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Well, you've pretty much named everything that I would snack on. Chili cheese Fritos would be my go-to. Interesting garden salsa would be probably my number 2. So,
Boy.
It's a queen.
yeah, Brian already mentioned Orville Redenbacher movie theater butter.
Yeah.
But the other snack that I usually is my go-to has to be roasted, salted, and shelled pistachios.
Nice answer.
Good one.
So I will almost every week when I go to the grocery store, I usually buy a snack. I mean, I usually almost always have popcorn on hand, but it's not uncommon for me to grab a bag of pistachios.
What's that stuff you get from Schnucks that come in like a small plastic container? that's
Yeah,
spicy?
it's like a nut mix. It's like
it's delicious.
usually called like a Fiesta mix or a trash
Like
mix.
I like a good spicy trail mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Got like those sesame sticks or whatever
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Target, their generic brand. There's a good one.
Good
It's a
stuff.
sweet Cajun
I think I've
trail
had it.
mix.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this before too with the pistachio. If you did a blind taste test, if the shelled versus already or unshelled, if there was any difference in taste.
There's got to be more salt on the
I
unshelled.
don't know. I feel like it's something we have to venture into one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the actual, it's kind of like peanuts at a baseball game. I like the actual process of unshelling
You do? Okay.
while I'm watching something. Yeah.
So wait, you
And
said
for the-
shelled, so you want the shell on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because shelled by a verb as an adjective means no shell, right?
I thought it would be
Yeah.
unshelled.
And I just
But I don't think
Well,
that's
he's
the way
saying
it
I don't know.
works.
But he is saying shell on. Now, to
Shell
clarify,
on.
he's saying
Yeah,
shell.
I do want the shell on so I can actually open them, pop it in, discard the shells, and move on to the next nut.
I like it.
Yeah.
So for the listeners at home, real quick, there's 5 of us. 4 of us are overweight. If you can't tell,
That's because this guy makes a charcuterie board.
Yeah, he's the only one eating protein.
Yeah,
saying,
he's
like-
a smart one.
they're like, "This is really long." Like,
Yeah. Honorable mention too to the doctor over there when we get together for trivia. We got a trivia contest coming up here soon.
Yeah.
He always brings a rye bread with
Yeah.
the dill dip. That's a classic go-to, and
It's a good snack.
one of those things where you can't really deviate from that anymore because we expect you to bring that.
Yeah, I feel obligated now.
Yeah, you should.
that corn dip.
Yeah, your
Corn
dip's a
dip,
good
yeah,
one.
not out.
It's
One
really
brick of
good.
cream cheese, 1 can of shoe peg corn dip, and then jalapenos to taste. Eat that with some Frito scoops. It's so simple, but
That's
people
probably
go
my-
nuts for it.
probably my second favorite. My favorite there being Bob's deer sausage.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I love
Another
when
shout
I
out,
love when
Bob.
he brings deer sausage.
Nick's older brother, another part of our
knows.
trivia dream team. He's always the deer sausage guy. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for submitting that question, Erica. And hope you enjoyed that little commentary on what we do when we sit around.
Submit more
we didn't
questions
actually
about
talk
food.
about.
We'll talk
I
for
mean,
an hour.
you're on the couch, right? You're on the couch. You're watching a football game. You're watching a movie. You're binging a show. This is when you're snacking more often than not, right? I mean, does everybody agree on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I usually work out while I watch.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
Sure.
With your vibrating belt or whatever. Although
that was me. That was me.
He gave it to me for a discount after he was done with it.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to submit a question to the crew for us all to debate and answer, by all means, we need questions. So send it to the ultimate trivia podcast at gmail.com. You can send us a note on our website, which is the ultimatetriviapodcast.com, and all of the social websites, most of which are, not most of which, but the Instagrams are all in the show notes. So just click on the links there. All right. We are ready to move on to this week's trivia topic. Today's episode, we are heading back to school, but not quite in the way that you think. We're going to look at college nicknames.
Okay, I like that. Somebody said sports adjacent.
Sports adjacent. So it has to do with I assume the mascots. Is that what we're talking about, nicknames, or does it go beyond that topic?
Yeah, so when you look at, and I had to very much clarify this, obviously trying to vet it, the name of the mascot is it has an actual proper name, such as Fredbird or the Philly Fanatic.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
man.
could be tough.
This is going to be really hard.
No, it's not. That is what a
Okay.
mascot is.
Oh, I gotcha.
A nickname.
I see.
A nickname is Blue Devils,
Redbirds.
Redbirds. Well, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
The actual team name.
I thought you were saying, so like the Cardinals are like the Redbirds, the Yardbirds. They have a bunch of, but you're saying,
The actual term is for
Okay.
college
Yeah.
team names is what is the team's nickname.
Okay.
So when we get into it, I use Duke Blue Devils as an example. Kelly is a
Kelly's
Tar
not
Heel
a fan.
But yeah, that's what a college nickname
Understood.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
Understood. Yeah, Brian is not being very nice to Kelly. They are fans of opposing schools on that front. Well, college nicknames are an essential part of the athletic and school culture on campuses across the country. These names, often bold and spirited, represent not only the athletic prowess of a school, but also the pride, tradition, and unity of the student body. Whether it's the powerful and fierce mascots or the names that reflect local heritage and history, college team names serve as rallying points for students, alumni, and fans alike. They help build a sense of community and belonging by creating a shared identity that unites individuals across different disciplines and backgrounds. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason either, it doesn't seem, when someone has for example, Brian, you're a
There's a
Duke Blue
very good
Devil
reason for it.
fan, but you're not personally tied to that school at all, right? So there is a reason
I
for all
thought you
of
were
it.
saying the nickname doesn't tie, but it does for them, yeah.
No.
Being a fan.
I'm talking fandom.
Yeah, so
And-
I mean, I can tell you when it started. Yeah, I was like 11, 12 years old. Never into college basketball, but I started watching Duke play. And they were very good. They were very good at the time.
Sure.
And I was at that age, so I liked them.
Sure.
Bandwagon.
Yeah, well, but I was like 11 or 12. You watch them, they're good. That's how it started. Sure.
Bandwagon.
Could be.
Here we go.
I feel like I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. I have been a fan of college sports and sports in general,
Yeah.
but I don't have quite the depth of knowledge I feel like that might exist in this room with some others. So I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll have to surprise it. Okay. You guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Fired up.
Let's do it.
It's time for the main event, our 10-question trivia game on college nicknames, hosted by Dr. Scott. Here's how it works. Scott will read out the questions, and we'll all write our answers on our whiteboard when Scott says reveal, and we'll show our answers. If we get it right, we earn a point. Nick's on the scoreboard, yes?
Yes, sir.
If we don't, well, Scott is a master at making us feel bad for it. Let's see who ends up on top today. Doc, the mic's all yours.
All right. Thank you, Andy. First of all, want to give a shout out to one of our listeners, Travis, who reached out and requested this topic.
Ah, very cool.
He
job,
often will message us almost every week and tell me what score he got, which ones he missed, which ones he was thinking about and ended up getting right. So as soon as he told me the topic, I thought this is going to be a great one for us to do. And he's a big sports fan, so let's try not to let him down.
All right. Thanks, Travis.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is the first. Andy, tell me if I'm wrong, but question 10 will have the option to get a bonus point.
Oh, this is absolutely a
Okay.
ultimate.
I thought it might be.
podcast
That's
first.
fun. I like that. I like
Okay,
that.
so you may not be out of it if you're 2 out going into the last
I
question.
like, yeah.
I do too.
Okay,
I like
that's
this.
fun.
So technically, I guess there's 11 possible points.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I will be expecting full answers. Once again, I mentioned Duke as an example. I would not accept Devils as an answer. The correct answer would
Yeah.
be Blue Devils.
That makes sense.
So keep that in mind as you're writing down these nicknames. And unless noted in the question, I will be looking for the men's name.
Got
Because
it.
they do vary.
Okay.
They do vary.
Gotcha.
Okay. Question number 1. What is the nickname for the University of Wisconsin?
See. Oh, man. Dang it.
I will specify Madison, which is the main one. So don't overthink it.
No. I saw Brian's answer. I will not be answering this question. It's my fault. My eyes wandered, and I saw it, and I didn't have it until I saw it, so I will not be answering this question.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you think you could have got there?
Maybe, but I don't know for sure. So that's all right. That's all right. I'll still come back and beat you.
I'll tell you what.
I feel bad.
If everybody gets it right, then you get it right.
Now, that's surprising coming out of you, Kelly, because I've been hard on you for some reason. But anyway.
I don't agree with that because I don't win a lot.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So everybody has a name down?
Yep.
Okay, let's reveal. We're going to start with Kelly. He has Badgers. Brian with Badgers. Andy already mentioned why he didn't answer. And Nick also Badgers. The correct answer is the Wisconsin Badgers.
All right.
Little fun fact: they lost in 2015 to Duke Blue Devils
Is that right?
Oh, how about
in the
that?
national championship.
I don't find that fact to be all that much fun.
Yeah, not too fun.
So you saw his board?
I saw, as soon as I saw the BA no, it's not your fault. My eyes wandered. But
I dig the integrity of that.
no,
Yeah.
I don't.
Did you know it though?
I mean, once I saw it, I was like,
but before, do you think you had it?
I did not have it at the point that I saw it, and then it hit my head. So
I definitely respect the integrity of that. If you did,
I do too.
yeah, I didn't have it.
My hardest part with that, for some reason, I had trouble spelling it. Like the D and the G, for some reason, was not clicking. You know,
R is silent.
I may have had too many libations tonight. Maybe that's my problem.
It is late into the evening.
Yes.
Well, sporting the colors of cardinal red and white, the University of Wisconsin has 25 varsity college teams. Bucky Badger serves as the college's mascot.
Pretty, would you agree it's a basketball school specifically? I mean,
Football's big there too.
Football, basketball,
I mean,
football.
they're Big Ten, so they're always going to have, something. I don't remember Wisconsin really challenging for national
I think
titles.
their women's volleyball is actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
Look at
no,
that.
they've had some very good football teams.
Okay.
In the
Yeah,
past and stuff like that.
absolutely.
All right, let's move on to question number 2. This is the nickname of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas's basketball team.
No help needed on this one.
Also known as UNLV.
Yeah.
This is the nickname of UNLV's basketball team.
I believe Duke beat them in night.
We're going to get a history lesson on Duke here.
You are.
Duke basketball specifically. Oh, I'm a rookie.
This is one of my favorites growing up.
Nice.
Was one of my squads.
I knew that.
Still Larry Johnson is still one of my
Grandmama.
Any
time.
added adjectives on team nicknames count against you?
That's a provocative
No,
question.
I need the full name of the men's basketball team.
I'm not sure where your head's at.
Yeah, me neither.
It's just
You okay? You good, or you need another beat? Okay, let's reveal. We got running Rebels, except for Kelly, who has Rebels. And the correct answer is the running Rebels.
You erased the running?
Yeah.
Why?
I thought it was just a nickname for that popular 92 team.
Oh,
90
really?
92. I thought it was just their nickname.
Fab
for
Five.
Yeah,
Was it?
because those guys they ran. They
Yeah.
scored over
Oh, yeah.
points a game.
Yeah, the actual name of the men's basketball team is the running apostrophe, no G. But
do I get
spelling doesn't matter, but you know.
That's how I had it too. The apostrophe.
I had that at first, and I was like, I'm gonna put the G in there just in case. So wait, who? So Brian, Andy, and myself got that.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at that, Kelly. You try to be a good guy and give me a point, and it comes back to bite you. That's some sad karma, buddy.
Well, the 1990 running Rebels, which is probably what Nick was thinking about, defeated the Duke Blue Devils by 30 points, Brian, by the way, to win the college's only basketball title. Most of the other UNL sports teams are simply known as the Rebels. but the men's team is specifically
Isn't that
known
kinda
as
strange how they
the
do
Running
that?
Rebels.
Yeah.
Like what you just said, like how one team has this name, but the rest.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm with you.
What was the question
Like, I
again?
understand like the Lady Balls.
He said
right?
he was specific to the men's basketball
was.
team, which
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Were they called the Running Rebels before 1990?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's a great question. We'll have to dive that.
I thought they were, but I'm not 100%.
I have an
Like
interest.
I understand like the Lady Balls, right?
Yeah.
Or the volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be like, there's no gender thing there.
Sure.
So that's weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: I was a UNLV fan growing up,
Yeah.
and I had a UNLV hat, the red one with like the block lettering. Remember that old school hat?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it was a
Three
snapback.
lines.
The snapback broke, and my mom fixed it with a piece of elastic. I do believe I was the first person to ever own a flex fit hat.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Back in the 90s,
I
it was
like that.
a piece of white elastic she put instead of the snapback. One of the greatest hats ever made.
Shout out Connie.
Thank you,
Nice
Connie.
work.
Yes, I think it was the first flex fit hat.
Should have patented that.
She should have.
Question number 3. The Banana Slugs is the nickname for what university? Once again, I need the full university.
Banana slugs, which I've heard of.
You got this one, Kelly?
Yeah, 100%.
I know. I'm stumbling on this one. Dang it.
Could give you a hint.
I would love it if
Yeah,
you did.
by all means, throw it out there.
The Banana Slugs is the nickname for what university? There's your hint. It's a university, not a college.
Well, all right. Didn't do much for me.
Brian's trying to show Andy his answers again.
You got it, P?
I think
Educated guess.
I think he knows.
Educated guess.
We've discussed this several times during our
Yeah.
garage conversations.
It's such a unique nickname that it probably comes up in trivia conversations.
Sure. Blank
Okay.
card, though.
All right. Well, Andy's writing something. I'm going with a 4 count. All right. Let's reveal. We have UC Santa Barbara from Kelly, Savannah State from Brian, Central Florida from Andy, and Nick
Got
chose
nothing.
the right. Nothing down.
Nothing.
We do not have a correct answer.
Oh.
It is the University of California, Santa Cruz.
Okay.
What did you write?
You said Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
I went because isn't the minor league team the Savannah Bananas or something like
Well,
that?
It is,
That's
yeah.
why I went.
I was going to write something like University of Georgia, Savannah, or something like
Is
that.
there, is there even a Savannah State University?
I have no idea. Savannah State? No. Savannah's not a state, number one.
I have no
Might
idea.
be.
It was just an
Kelly.
educated guess because of the.
I was thinking, I was on the same track you were,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I can see Kelly wants to fact check me. Do you want to go ahead? Do you want to fact check?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
You should invent Savannah State University with your child cancer curing
Now you're talking.
research from the last
all
episode
the
there.
money needs to go to.
All the money.
Yes.
Not
Good
that.
for you.
Not that.
Well, the Banana Slugs compete in Division III athletics across 15 different sports. UC Santa Cruz has been competing in athletics in the NCAA since only 1980. They have won 7 championships, all of which are for men's tennis.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Juggernaut.
all right, let's jump into question number 4. And for number 4, I am looking for the nickname for Mississippi State University.
Man, you got us thinking. There's not
Yeah,
a lot of,
I'm.
there's not a lot of
I
discussion
thought
on
this was
one.
going to be one of the simpler ones, but maybe because I'm an SEC person that
Are you? I don't think
I mean,
I
I'm
knew that
a
about
Kentucky Wildcat
Oh, fair
fan,
enough.
so
That's true.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dang.
Kelly, where are you at?
I'm not great at
Struggling?
I'm not great at mascots and nicknames. We have friends that are
yeah.
fantastic at this.
Yeah.
Oh, Mississippi State.
I don't know. All I can think of is funny answers now. Because I've given up thinking of the right one.
all right, I'm going to count to 8 in my head here.
Okay. Not only am I having trouble thinking of an answer, like I'm having trouble writing anything
Coming
down
up
at
with
this point, like
anything,
even coming
even a guess.
up with something.
I'm wrong.
All right, let's 3 seconds write
I'm going to be mad.
something down.
I'm going to be mad.
All right. I got something. At least.
Okay.
I can't even write anything down.
All right.
now,
Well,
jeez.
sorry, Nick. Let's reveal. We got Bulldogs from Kelly, Rebels from Brian, Tigers from Andy, and Nick was unable to write a word.
I blanked so hard.
We do have a correct answer. It is the Bulldogs.
All right.
Nice job.
That was Kelly, right?
That's it.
That was Kelly.
As soon as
Nice.
I saw him, like, that's it. Yep. That was,
Bulldogs. Wow.
It sounded familiar, but I just wasn't confident.
They're maroon and white, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I think Bulldogs, like that school does not pop in my head at all.
Then I thought Georgia.
So many
and I'm
Bulldogs.
like,
But I wasn't going to throw out the other schools that could have been it, but
Wildcats.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, mine was simply Tigers is the most common one, so I
Yeah.
just threw it on the board to see what happens.
Man.
Well, despite being involved in college athletics since the late 1800s, the university has only one team national championship to its credit, which occurred in 2021 when the men's baseball team won the College World Series.
Okay.
Hey, it's all you Mississippi State fans. That's pathetic.
You got to pick up your game here, guys.
All right. Well, I guess my confidence level as a host is going down after that one.
No
So,
knows your mascot because you've only won one.
It should have dropped pretty hard. Yeah.
all right. Well, here we go. I'm looking for the not the mascot. I'm looking for the nickname for the University of Utah.
Oh, okay. We're back, baby. Scotty and I sat at a pub and
Oh yeah,
cheered along with fans of this university in Salt Lake City.
yeah. And also, I was wearing a minor league baseball T-shirt, and our waiter knew.
Yeah, oh,
the
that's
team.
right. I remember that.
It was the Akron Rubber Ducks.
Yeah.
And he looked at my T-shirt, just had a logo on it. He's like, "Oh, Akron Rubber Ducks." And I'm like, "Wow." He was a big minor league baseball guy, which how
wife went to school there.
all right.
Two of the four.
Everybody have something down? Kelly, you do?
Yep.
All right, let's reveal. We have the Utes all the way around the room, and that is the correct answer.
All right. Nice.
Utah
Did you
Utes.
say Utes?
The two Utes.
The two Utes?
The two Utes. Did you say Ute? Great movie, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
The stadium, which I drove by several years ago, is one of the most amazing venues because you just have snow-capped mountains in the background of the football stadium. It's just what a great place to.
The city as a whole is
Yeah.
just beautiful.
Yeah.
And surrounded by all those, those
Are the
really.
Utes in
Salt Lake City.
Okay,
Yeah.
So is that what people from Utah are called, Utes? I mean,
Well, let's jump into it.
okay.
Utes are
The teams are named after the Ute tribe of Native Americans.
Ah, there you
There
go.
we go.
Now, there is some variety among the individual sports, though. The men's basketball team, once again, is the Runnin' Utes, and the women's gymnastic team is known as the Red Rocks.
Oh,
Completely random. Yeah, off.
That,
Yeah.
I don't know how that fits.
the
Yeah.
I believe the emblem is a U with a little feather coming
Yeah,
out the bottom.
right.
Native
Okay.
American
Right.
tribal
Makes
type.
Now that adds up then. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Huh.
All right. Well, we're halfway through this. Time for a score check. So over to our bearded Vanna White.
I love it.
I like that. All right. Going from least to most. Andrew, you have 2.
Yeah, struggling.
Brian, Kelly, and myself are all tied with 3.
Oh,
right.
This race, baby.
It's a
Yeah.
ball game. It's definitely a ball game.
go.
Everybody's in
Remember,
the
you got 2
mix.
on the end, so
That's true.
Everybody's in the mix.
those two I missed. Like
Kicking yourself.
I thought I was done. I was done.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in it.
I'm
Yeah.
mad about Mississippi State. Like as soon as I saw Kelly's board, I'm like, I knew that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it didn't even trigger. I mean,
Oh, that's,
even
Yeah.
when I saw it, nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
Immediately, I hate
Yeah.
that.
Well, I hope we get to the bonus if it continues this way, but let's see.
All right.
Question 6. I am going to need 2 answers
Oh boy.
if you want 1 point.
Okay.
So here we go. The University of Wyoming uses a different nickname for the men's and women's athletic teams. What are they?
Oh man, we got some quick writing over here. I'm not feeling good about that.
Not good at all.
So the University of Wyoming uses a different nickname for the men's and women's athletic teams. I need the name of each of those teams.
Got no hints on this one, huh?
Nope. I won't even.
Yeah,
I started to word salad it. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to say
You
anything.
would have given it if you had one.
Yeah.
Thinking out loud here. I'm just trying to determine how different the names would be from one another. I'm not even looking at you guys. I'm not looking for clues here.
I got nothing really. I
All
wrote
right.
something down though, but
All right, we'll go to a 5 count here, Andy.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You
I
got
it.
something?
Yep, I'm ready.
Nick, you wrote something this time?
yeah, sure.
All right, great. Let's reveal. Cowboys, Cowgirls from Kelly and Brian. Coyotes and Foxes from Andy. Frontiermen and Frontier Woman from Nick. And we do have a correct answer. Cowboys and Cowgirls.
Nick, I don't feel good about what we're doing here.
No, I feel like
Putting on a strong show.
I feel like it's gonna run away from us here.
So major work extra for that point, but congratulations to Kelly and Brian who got that.
Yeah.
Why is that in your heads? Just
I just
Just they watch sports.
I know the
Why is anything
mascot.
in our head?
I know the mascot of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
They watch a lot. I think they watch a lot more sports than you and I do.
college sports.
Yeah, it's college
evidently.
sports especially.
I thought maybe if you got Cowboy, you could figure out Cowgirl,
Sure.
but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a natural.
Well, located in Laramie, Wyoming, the university has 17 sports, most of which are women's teams. The team mascot, Pistol Pete, is also used by Oklahoma State University. This led to a legal battle in the early 90s over trademark rights. In 1993, the universities worked out an agreement that would allow them to share the mascot.
Okay, and what if they play each other? You just got one person.
Well, there's subtle differences
Okay.
in color, like Oklahoma State is orange and black.
Sure.
And where they say their school on like the hat or the pants,
It's Wyoming blue. Do I have that? in
they're
my head?
brown and gold.
Oh, are they? Oh, man. Way out there.
ugly.
I'm gonna stop guessing.
Yeah, it's interesting color.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to question 7. I am looking for the nickname for Tulane University.
I feel like this one's in there somewhere.
Locked and loaded.
Good job, Kelly. How about you, B? What do you like?
I had something I couldn't grab, but I don't even know if it's right. I'm not sure.
So this is for Tulane University.
I feel like I'm part of the way there. Like I'm missing
I've
a piece of this.
once again. I feel like when I hear it, I'm like, "Yep." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's one of those again. Yep. But it's all right.
Dang it! It's gonna bug me.
I'll give you a 9 count.
I feel like it's right there, and I just can't get to it. I'm probably way off, so I don't even
Okay.
know why I'm entertaining this.
Okay. All right. Andy's writing, and then
Yep.
we're going to reveal.
Done.
Okay, let's reveal. Kelly with the blue wave. Brian nothing. Green Hornets from Andy. And Nick with waves.
I could not.
We do not have a correct answer.
Okay.
What is it?
It is the green wave.
Green.
See, I thought it had something to do with green, but wave was
Really?
not
I had
on
the
my mind.
wave part.
But I
had the
You
green
can fact
part.
check me again if you
I
want.
thought green was in there.
Does it help if
but-
I tell you I'm colorblind? I'm not, by the way.
I wrote green down immediately, and I just couldn't get to the second
To the
word.
I
second.
honestly thought
and
green was in it, but the way I never
I like-
guessed that.
Yeah, the only part I had was the wave part. I could not think of what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I had part of it. Like I can only think of the wave part. Dang it!
We should have combined efforts.
I know.
Just
Dang
a
it.
sidebar. I hate schools that have like something's the red storm,
Oh.
the green wave. It's terrible. Like we used to be the Dutchman here out of Swick. Now it's the blue storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on. I just don't like.
You don't like the
Unfortunate.
color part?
No, I just don't. I just think it's a cheesy name. I don't. The Reds isn't St. John's or right. The Reds. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something bugs me.
Yeah.
Like the Dutchman was really cool. Why'd they change?
It was different. Yeah, I agree.
Sure, they had their
Too
reasons.
ethnic.
I-
I'm
Dutch
sure you
were
offended
offended?
somebody.
Probably.
So I have been to Tulane. I watched a NCAA tournament game there. Well, it's actually when Butler upset somebody to go to the Final Four. Can't remember who, but I watched that game
Nice.
at Tulane.
What state? It's South, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. So located in New Orleans, Louisiana,
Okay.
Tulane adopted the Green Wave nickname during the 1920 season after a song titled The Rolling Green Wave was published in the Tulane Hullabaloo. Prior to that, the athletic teams were officially known as the Olive and Blue, a reference to the school colors. So they are green and blue, Kelly.
They made a lot of news during Katrina, if I remember correctly,
I can
because
see
their
that.
school was decimated, and they were trying to figure out where the student body could go to complete their semesters.
wow.
And things like that. Yeah.
Also, the alma mater of One of Nick and I's favorite comedians, Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Tulane.
Went to Tulane?
Yep.
Nice.
Trivia.
All right, here we go with question number 8. Murray State University changed its nickname from Thoroughbreds to Racers in 1961. However, what men's team kept the name Thoroughbreds until 2014? So I'm looking for a men's sport. And I'll read it here in a second again.
What did they change it to? And
Racers.
Racers.
So Murray State changed its nickname from Thoroughbreds to Racers in 1961. However, this men's team kept Thoroughbreds until 2014 as their name.
Okay.
Certainly a tougher question, but at least you can guess a sport.
Yeah, right.
I was really hoping you were just going to ask what their mascot was.
So
I had that.
So was I, yeah.
That one I knew.
Exactly.
Dang it.
I saw a couple of you racing halfway through the question.
Well, we'll see.
I think everyone has a answer, so let's reveal. We'll start with Nick with track and field. Track and field from Andy, Brian with soccer, and Kelly with track. We do not have a correct answer.
Of course not.
It is the men's baseball team.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, I know we're going to learn why, but I mean, track just makes sense, right? I mean, racing
running,
and all that. Yeah,
running,
right.
yeah.
I was wondering why all three of the four of you put track and field. So that's the
Where my
logic.
head goes.
Okay.
is
Yeah.
Thoroughbred, horse racing,
Right.
running.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see track and field be like, we already know we're racers.
Right.
You know, we don't want to change to that.
Fair
you know?
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't have fun facts about why they kept it. But I will tell you that the Navy Blue and Gold Racers participate in 15 sports, including a co-ed rifle program. The rifle team has won 3 NCAA titles and has produced 6 U.S. Olympic team members, including household name Pat Spurgeon, who won the gold medal in 1984.
Household name?
Household.
Yeah.
Andy, you should have gone to Murray.
Deadeye Sturgeon or
Oh.
whatever his name is.
Patty.
Spurgeon.
Patty. Oh, I'm sorry.
I got you.
Yeah.
I should have thought of Murray.
You should have gone there.
Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't actually fired at an animal yet, so we don't know if I'm a good shot or not.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Well, quit watching soccer while you're on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we are now through 8 questions, which means we have another score check. Nick, how we looking?
Well, we haven't changed a ton. Andy still has 2. I still have 3. Brian and Kelly did add to their total. They both have 4. So 2
Okay.
questions left. One of them being a bonus question.
At least 3 points of it.
So
Yeah.
it is still
Everybody's still in it.
anybody's game.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
still.
3 points on the table, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Watch this, baby.
All right, let's do it.
Hold my beer.
That's right.
Question number 9. I am looking for the nickname for Youngstown State University.
Never mind.
Oh, Youngstown.
I don't even know where that's at.
So
I know where it's at.
You do?
It's driving me, yeah.
It's in
It's driving me
Youngstown.
crazy.
That
But once again, as soon as I see it, hear it, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, obviously.
famed for a football program that is, I think, Division 1, but like 2A, and they beat a Michigan team a handful of years ago because they're on a schedule. Am I giving shit?
I think are you thinking
Am I giving
Appalachian
stuff away
State?
here?
You're thinking Appalachian State?
Yeah, you're right.
You haven't helped me at all.
Yeah, I didn't even have the right school in my story, so
Yeah.
that'll get cut. Youngstown State.
Well, write down
Man.
I got
a nickname of some kind. Mm-hmm. It's your best bet here.
wow.
I don't.
No idea.
This is going to drive me. Yeah.
It's not going to make me mad because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as I hear it.
So, Kelly, you ready over there? Nick, you got something?
Sure.
All right, let's reveal. We're starting with Kelly with Youngbloods,
That's right.
Brian with Bears, Andy with Tigers, and Nick with Patriots. We do not have a correct answer. They are the Penguins.
Well, naturally.
And Andy, I think you're thinking of Jim Tressel, who did make a big name for himself at Youngstown State as the football coach.
Oh, okay. They're
So
a
they
common
were-
early schedule for D1 schools,
And
right?
for a while, they were very good for being being D2 or whatever at the
Yeah,
time.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
But he's right. I was
Doesn't
thinking
your friend
athletes.
Jake work?
I have a friend that works.
Not out
So,
to the others.
yeah,
So where's
I will say when you said the Penguins, it didn't hit me. But I think I remember you telling me at some point because it is unique.
Yeah.
But
they
did not. I thought it would hit me, but it didn't.
And they are D1, so I don't know if they've always been, D1 or not. But
Yeah.
where's Youngstown
Ohio
State
somewhere.
located? Ohio.
It's Ohio.
Yeah.
near,
Northern Ohio.
near the getting close to Pennsylvania. It's on
So
the eastern
lot
border.
of penguins there.
But-
I definitely
Yeah,
think of
right.
penguins
Is it
when I think
like
of
that adds up.
northeastern though, right? So
Yeah,
north,
northeastern Ohio.
And when you see that you're playing the Penguins, you
Now, are
are
they-
quaking in your cleats.
Are they with Carbondale same division? They used to
They
be.
they at least were until recently. I
Okay,
don't know if
I
they
thought
still
so,
are.
yeah.
They were in the same conference.
Yeah.
Well, Youngstown State is the only D1 school to use penguins as its athletic name. Pete and Penny are the school mascots. Both are penguins dressed in scarves and stocking caps. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Question 10.
Here it is.
How many is the bonus point worth?
Two.
10
Additional.
bonus points.
You could get 2 here.
$20.
Now,
Possibility
can you
of 2 points.
can
I
you
get $20
one, or
from
you can
Scott
only
if I
get
get. Is that what I heard?
What's that?
I get $20 from Scott if I get this one and the bonus point. Got it.
two or zero?
Here we go. I'm going to explain it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will play for 1 point, and then you can also get a second point.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is let me read the question, and then I'll give you the additional.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of the 18 schools in the Big Ten, that's right, there are 18 schools in the Big Ten.
Makes sense.
4 schools have team nicknames that consist of 2 words. I want you to name 2 of them. But if you can name all 4, I'll give you another point.
Okay.
So I want you to write 2 names, and you can draw a line under it, and then write another 2. If your top 2 are right, then you'll get a point. If you get the other 2, I'll give you
Wow.
a second point, if that makes sense. So here we go. Of the 18 schools in the Big Ten, 4 schools have team nicknames that consist of 2 words. Name 2 of them. You'll get a point for that. But if you can name the other 2,
Spelling doesn't matter. I hope.
nope. If you can name all 4, you'll get that bonus point.
2 gets you 1. 4 gets everything.
Yep. But I want you to designate which are your 2.
The first, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got you.
So just writing 4. And I do, for listeners at home, I do want to mention I'm not including any affiliate schools, which means sometimes, like Johns Hopkins, the men's lacrosse team is in the Big Ten. So I don't want to get flack for that. So I am going to say I'm looking for the 18 schools, nothing that would be an affiliate member.
So just write down 2 at first.
Yeah, and then you can put a line under it, and then below it, write the other 2.
Okay.
So if you get the top, whatever the top 2 are is what I'm looking at for point number 1.
Okay.
And then I will move on to the bottom 2 to see if...
I don't think that's right either. And
I don't think I'm going to make up ground to here enough to
Yeah.
get to a tiebreaker.
I'm just going to.
I have a feeling Kelly is right now working on 3 and 4 instead of just 1 and 2.
Dang it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm ready.
I mean, I'm even struggling trying to think of the old school, like the original, 10.
Pretty sure my 2 bonus names aren't even in the Big Ten. I'm quite confident of that, actually.
Dang it.
I'll give you another 10 seconds here because you are being asked for up to 4 names.
I feel like I'm just going to have to take the L.
Brian's writing something. Andy, you're still thinking about more?
I got 4 on
You
my
got
board.
4 on your
and
board, so
I'm not going to be able to get away from those, probably.
Okay.
So I'm ready.
Oh, well.
So to our listeners, it'll take me a minute to unpack all this, but I will try to be as clear as I can.
Nick's still working.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. We're going to reveal, and let's go.
Nice.
Nick wrote Nittany Lions and Fighting Illini, and then let's see, we have Andy with Fighting Illini, Golden Knights, Fighting Irish, Cornhuskers. Brian with Nittany Lions, Fighting Illini, Cornhuskers, the Boilermakers. And Kelly with Nittany Lions, Scarlet Knights, Hawkeyes, Buckeyes. All right. So here are the correct answers. We have Fighting Illini, Golden Gophers,
I thought about Minnesota.
I was thinking about. I could not think of.
I got the Gophers. I didn't get Golden.
Nittany Lions,
Yeah, that's a good answer. Didn't think of that.
and the last one, which I think is the toughest, is the Scarlet Knights.
Oh,
of
well done.
Rutgers.
So
So if you got 2, you get 1 point.
I got one. Okay.
Was Rutgers in the Big East and then they moved?
They were in a different conference.
Okay, well, yeah, whatever.
Now who knows? Like,
Well, that's the thing, right? So you don't know for sure. Golden
So
Knights, I was
ridiculous.
thinking Boilermakers. I saw that mascot,
that's the last
like
one
the
that hit me, but
emblem
I'm
in
like,
their
is
head.
that one word? I don't think
It is Cornhusker and
Yeah.
Boilermaker, one word.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, I never would have got the Scarlet Knights.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't give 2 at the top.
Yeah, I thought he did.
What were they again?
Fighting Illini, Golden Gophers, Nittany Lions,
Yeah.
Scarlet Knights.
Was that on
I
the
did
top
Illini
2?
and then those are my top 2. Honestly, yeah.
What was your top 2?
Fighting Illini and the Nittany Lions.
Nittany
Yeah,
Lions.
Okay.
it was.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
That's right, because Cornhuskers and Boilermakers were last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Those are the ones I was
Check yourself.
kind of guessing. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you a little more info here, and then we'll see what we're looking at here. With the recent addition of former Pac-12 teams, Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington, the Big Ten now consists of 18 schools. Like many other college conferences, the Big Ten has abandoned its regional model in favor of a coast-to-coast mega conference.
Terrible.
Does Notre Dame play in Big Ten?
They're
now?
still,
So, yeah,
they're still-
I have
they're not
2
affiliated.
Football's independent. Basketball's in the ACC.
Are they still independent? Okay.
Football is.
Football
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
So the 2 affiliate members that I mentioned that I would not accept, because one is John Hopkins. They are the Blue Jays, so they're actually 2.
Oh, yeah.
And they're lacrosse. And then Notre Dame plays ice hockey in the Big Ten. And of course, they're the Fighting Irish. So
And this is weird too. So I remember the college playoff. I can't remember the exact number, but because they're independent, they can only be like a certain seed.
Yeah.
They cannot be a higher.
Because they can't get a conference
They can
title,
only be
right?
like 4 or 5. Or,
Huh.
I can't remember what it was.
And
Can't be in the top 4.
from what I
so it's
understand,
5. Then yeah. So it's weird to me. Like that's I don't
from what I understand, they do that so that they can control their own TV rights.
Yeah.
Is that right?
NBC. Like yeah. Exactly. Yep. Yep.
all right, Nick, how are we looking on the scoreboard?
Well, this is how it shook out. Andy ended with 2. I ended with 4. Kelly and Brian tied with 5.
All right.
We need a tiebreaker.
baby.
Love a good tiebreaker.
And you are lucky because I have one geared up and ready to go.
I would hope so.
I'm going to give you an example after the question. So
Okay.
you
All
can save your frowny faces after I ask the question.
Good luck, Brian.
Good luck, sir.
So this was researched by Grand Canyon University. This is a recent research they did. How many D1 college nicknames are human? And what I mean by that is Knights, Trojans, Mountaineers, right? Spartans,
Cowboys, all that.
Cowboys, yeah. How many D1 college nicknames are human?
That's a great question.
That's a good one.
And I chose it because it was a research done by a university. They actually set out to
something that-
research.
Yeah, you got a definitive answer, right?
Right.
But there's. Oh, no, I'm not going to go.
Save that info for yourself. You don't want to give B any help.
And for the listeners, the winner will be who is closest to whatever number they write down will be crowned.
Not
today's
concerned
winner.
with going over.
Over and
Not,
or under.
doesn't matter. Over or under, whoever is closest
Like the way you
mathematically.
operate.
Yeah.
Where's your head at, Brian? Where's your head at? You going big? You going big? You going small?
All right. You guys both have an answer. All right. Let's reveal it.
Ooh.
Kelly with 33, Brian with 22. The correct answer is 112 colleges.
Holy cow. Wow.
I mean, there's only
308, 50, I think.
350.
Wow.
Only one.
I wanted to ask,
Give me one.
I did want to ask how many D1, but I kept running into different answers. But somewhere between 345 and 355.
So let me ask you this: like, would this popped in my head? Like when I was thinking, Aztecs. Would that?
I would think so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assume
I mean,
so.
not that it matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So we're right at about a
Third of
about
them.
a third of them are human
I thought that
characters.
was really-
surprising.
I thought that's really
Yeah.
high.
Wow.
Super high. That's why we
very
both
high.
That's fucking low.
Beep. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is wow. That's
very
surprisingly high.
It is surprisingly high. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So Kelly ended up with the W on that one.
So we have to congratulate Kelly.
Yeah.
Good
Let's
job.
get it. Well done.
Good job, Kelly.
You know, I know all our episodes may not get released every time in order, but Kelly's on a win streak.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Three
okay.
in a row.
Okay.
The hot streak.
Yes.
I want to hear the tally of total wins from everybody. I know I got 2, but
We're going to get there.
Okay. All right.
I think this is episode 34-ish or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we can do a
50th or something.
3/4 or 50.
Yeah, or
52
whatever.
would be a
52,
full year.
1 year.
Yeah,
Right,
I do
yeah.
full year. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the stats are out in the shared Google Drive. By the way,
I'm really going to start writing more so I don't lose something.
hey, there's something to be said for that. Absolutely.
Well, gentlemen, thanks for playing along. And Andy, I'm going to send it back over to you.
Well, I'd like to tell you I enjoyed that trivia, but my mama told me not to tell a lie. So, yeah. Hey,
My mama.
they can't all be winners, right? But nice job, Kelly and Brian. Way to put up a good fight. Nick and I were just awestruck, I guess.
No,
and-
I was only 1 behind. Easy now.
Come
but.
on, man. Can you join me in
All right, fine. Hey, we both lost.
We didn't
Okay.
leave me out of that.
That's right. If you're not first, you're last. All right, that takes us into the bonus question. Thank you, by the way, Doc, for at least putting in the work to do that.
Yeah, sure thing.
It didn't work out for me. A terrible episode.
Appreciate that.
Funny, at least
Appreciate
putting
that.
in the work.
There's going to be plenty of listeners out there that go 100, 10 out of 10. And please let us know, find us however you can and let us know that, make fun of us.
Right.
Tell me what an idiot I am for not getting more.
But they get a little bit. I mean, they can pause the episode. They can really think about it if they want to. When you're on the clock, it's different.
We could have sat here for
could've
the
been
next
all
3
day.
months.
Would
and
not
I
have
would not
mattered.
have come up
Would
with
not have
anything.
mattered.
Badgers, I think I would have gotten
But
there.
still, they
nevertheless.
still get time. When you're on the clock, the pressure, it builds.
It does.
It does. It helps. It affects you.
Banana slugs.
Banana slugs, yeah. Well, we're going to move on to the bonus question, and it is very open-ended, as it always is, and deals with our college experience. All of us have attended college, whether to completion or not. And so and I want to remind you, we are a PG-13 podcast, so keep that in mind. But what are some of your personal favorite college memories? It may not even necessarily be tied to, in fact, I don't think mine will be tied to your own personal attendance in college, but maybe you visited somebody,
Man, what was her name?
yeah, careful there, brother. I remember when I was a junior in high school, I believe, maybe a senior. Either way, doesn't matter. I was still in high school. My best friend had an older brother, shout out Bruce Barker, who's a listener for us, who went to a local school on a wrestling scholarship, Murray College. And we went up there and enjoyed a weekend in the, as a high school kids, we went up there and enjoyed the weekend. And yeah, you're sitting in, living the frat boy life as a high school kid and surrounded by co-eds, and there are partying opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise have available to you, and the safety of the dorms and the campus.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just really opened my eyes. Now, I went to college much later. I didn't start college until I was 22. I was already married. I already owned a house. I worked a full-time job while doing it. So my college experience was atypical from what most people get to experience. So that's what sticks out for me in terms of the traditional college experience. I was actually still in high school when it happened.
Nice. Okay. Attend a ton of college. I'll be very honest. I definitely did not go to completion. I mean, as far as memories, I can say, that are okay to say to the public. Probably my fondest memory. Kelly was there. Panama City Beach, spring break.
I imagine there'll be a number of spring break memories. Out there.
More than one occasion we went down there.
Is that the moped incident?
To be honest with you, I don't have a ton of memories of those trips. To be honest, I know I enjoyed myself.
The
how you know it was a
Seaside
good one.
Lodge.
Yeah,
The Seaside Lodge.
Yeah, I mean, I remember some things. We talk about this, and they'll bring up memories that even include me, and I'll be like, I do not remember that at all. I really don't. But I do remember it was a fantastic time. There's a large group of us. Somehow I was able to go on spring break, Panama City Beach, on like $300 for, I don't know, what did we go, like 4 or 5 days? I mean,
Yeah, almost a week.
It was a blast. I do remember that. I remember enjoying myself a lot. I don't have a ton of memories of it.
Sure.
The one year I did drive your
Camaro.
the Camaro back, yes.
Yeah.
So it's a 12-hour drive. And the Camaro, I mean, at that time we're looking at what, 99, 2000-ish.
Yeah.
So like right now I drive a truck. It's like sitting in like a lazy boy, you know, your knees are bent. There's enough room. This was like laying down while you're driving for 12 hours. I remember that maybe more than anything because it was just god awful to drive that car back for 12 hours.
You're almost sitting on the ground.
Yes, you were. It was that part was terrible.
You're
but
a beach lounger, right?
yes, it seemed that way. Yeah, but no, that might be my fond, favorite memories of the little bit I do remember from it. But yeah, just a bunch of us, 12 to 15 of us going down Panama City Beach, having a blast.
I mean, that sounds like a good time.
It was a great time. Any other things I did as far as college goes, it's worth remembering. Is not worth telling to the public.
Or eligible for discussion.
Exactly. We're still PG-13.
Podcast.
Yes.
That's right.
I went. So I went away for my undergrad, so about 11 hours from home in East Texas, and we used to go to this lake that had a peninsula that kind of jutted out almost to the middle of the lake. So it was this very long and narrow. So you tried to get there first so you could pitch a tent like right on the peninsula. So I remember weekends loading up cars of people and going out there, hanging out all night at the lake. So that was something that sticks out. And in general, you just think about the freedom being so far from home, just being able to load in a car. We drove 100 miles to Dallas one night to try to get into a Nine Inch Nails concert. Didn't get in. Ended up coming back, sleeping at a rest area. I mean, things that would terrify me now as a parent, thinking about my kids in college doing that kind of stuff. But those are a couple of things that stick out.
Did you remember what you would refer to that peninsula as? So if you were talking to somebody in the dorms, hey, are you going to blank this weekend? Yeah, I didn't have like a name like Inspiration Point or anything like it, but it was Lake Gladewater, so we just would say Gladewater. And it was known that that's where you were talking about. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Okay. Kelly, you got anything over there? You at least hung out around colleges for a good long while.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
played basketball.
I enrolled long enough to be a doctor. I would enroll in semesters and go for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and kind of lost interest.
Got a lot of grades, a lot of classes you went to?
I had a couple classes that I didn't even know I took.
Well, that was your basketball experience, right?
But as far as memories go, I mean, it was just going to BAC back in the day. Now it's SWIC. That was just a good time. Bunch of friends around there, around home. I probably had more fun visiting friends at college, visiting Brian, her friend Jared down in Carbondale. When Blake lived down there, Ben lived down there. Ben went there much later. We get to go down to there and have fun. Visiting my friend Dave at Eastern Illinois. One great story. He was in between semesters. I think he stayed up there for summer school, had several roommates. They all went home. I went and visited him one spring. And he said, hey, I got this empty house. I'm staying here. So I drove home the next day, packed all my stuff up. The next day came back and moved in with Dave for, I don't know how long, several months, almost a year.
Wow.
So that was a pretty cool experience. And then I just hung out at that college. I didn't even go to school. I worked at the local pizza place and delivered pizzas and went to the Uptowner in Charleston, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Well, B, you have shared many stories with us.
I wrote down 5.
Multiple times.
Repeatedly.
I'm not going to go through all. It takes too long. I wrote down 5. So I
wrote down 5?
Yeah. Because
I utilized the whiteboard on this.
5 amazing,
You're finally using the whiteboard.
Yeah, but I you know what? I started thinking about it. I got to bring it down to 1. I went for time purposes.
Okay.
Is it a Dave Matthews concert?
No.
Because we don't want to hear it.
Nope. There was a bar in Marion. So I went to school at SIU Carbondale. Marion's about roughly 15 minutes away, 20 minutes?
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. There's a bar called Sadie's. And I had a friend who I went to high school with who was my brother's age. He was a senior when I was a freshman, the Rob father. And he worked there. And I remember going there one night, and I was with my girlfriend. We're both underage. There's a line of at least 25 people. The bouncer looks at us. Come on.
Really?
So we get to go around everybody. So probably the coolest I ever felt. Get to go around everybody. And then he roped off a whole room just for us. had like lounge chairs and couches around a jacuzzi with a fire coming out of the middle.
Holy smokes.
And he had it roped off. So like free drinks, whatever he wanted. And like people come by, can we go in there? He's like, nope, that's off limits. Like we were royalty, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's probably one of them. Yeah. So yeah, it was
great memory.
It was a great memory. Yeah.
Very cool.
And we went back with some guys. But can't tell those stories.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure.
There you go.
I do want to
amazing.
correct myself. Lake Hawkins, because college friends will call me out on that.
Yeah.
But it was Lake Hawkins.
Fair enough. Yeah. I was in, while my friends were in school, we went on a quick trip to Memphis when Beale Street was still Beale Street. It was St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
There was an NCAA tournament regional round in town at the time, and Gonzaga was, a highly ranked school.
Yeah.
The friend I was with, who was the same friend whose older brother we went to visit years prior, was mistaken at one of the bars for one of the Gonzaga players.
Oh, that's funny.
And thus received royal treatment.
Yep.
Therefore, by association, I got to experience that too. That was a fun fantasy to live for that night.
You said you were the equipment manager or something.
More a bouncer protecting him or something. I don't know. Whatever it was. Well, thank you, Scott, for putting the work in tonight.
You got it.
Congratulations, Kelly, on the victory.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Ultimate Trivia Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and we love to read those reviews. Keep them coming. We'll see you next time with more trivia and more fun. And until then, keep your brains sharp and those bellies laughing.